What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And you know, this whole Bud Light issue, okay, this whole Bud Light debacle that's going on right now, it got me thinking about these wokes in Hollywood and if they really truly know their audience, okay? Because that's kind of what happened with this woman. And then we're going to listen to just a clip of that quick interview that she did, where she's talking about what her job was as the new head of marketing or whatever for Bud Light. And she's trying to like figure out how to turn this, brand that used to be a big major brand into a more popular brand. I guess she says it was on the decline. I don't know whether it was or wasn't. I'm not a Bud Light drinker, but understanding that she basically took over a franchise. So let's consider that, right? Just like you have all of these other big name Hollywood executives that take over a franchise, right? And then they just completely bungle it and botch it right out of the gate, right? And you're going to hear some similar things to stuff that I've talked about before in her words. And it just kind of lets you know that all of these guys don't know what they're doing and they're failing to miss the key point, which is knowing your audience. Let's go ahead and listen to what this woman said.
I think number one, I'm a businesswoman. I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. And it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time.
Hold on, just real quick, how she says, I'm a businesswoman. It's like you didn't understand the assignment, chick. You might be a businesswoman, but you failed this assignment big time, okay? And it's the chickens are coming home to roost. But let her continue.
And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men.
All right. So I'm going to stop right there because that's where she went completely off the rails, okay? Where she messed up was she put her brain in there. I'm an educated woman. I know what I'm doing. Let me apply my mind to this whole notion of evolve and elevate. I got to evolve and elevate this brand. So what I consider evolving and elevating is blah, 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 and all the gobbledygook that she just spat out there on the screen, okay? And this is basically what it was, right? What does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men. So that's what her notion of evolve and elevate was all about and how she was going to fix the brand of Bud Light. And as you can see, it has completely backfired spectacularly in her face, all right? And the problem is that when she came out with this decision of what she was going to do, all right, the major issue is that she came at it from the inside out approach, all right? Instead of saying, you know what, let me go out to my audience and see what my audience is talking about. Let me see what the audience that currently exists and who these guys are and what's important to them. And then we'll include them, all right? It's not going to just be an out with the old, in with the new situation, all right? We're going to kind of incorporate the core audience, right? The core audience, the people that are keeping us in business and keeping the lights on right now. We're going to incorporate them into this new strategy, along with trying to bring in some new faces and some new folks and build them into a healthy customer base going forward, okay? That's what a smart executive would do. But instead, she approached it again with this inside out. I want you guys to pay close attention to the words she's using, okay? Because again, it's similar to the same thing that I've already shown what Kathleen Kennedy said in that interview back before The Force Awakens, okay? She said, we are going to tell the stories we want to tell, all right? We're going to tell the stories we want to tell, and then we're going to just expect, I guess, the audience to just like everything that we're doing, all right? Instead of actually going to the audience and talking to the audience and saying, hey, audience, what's important about Star Wars to you, all right? Just listen to what she said.
This incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief.
What I brought to that was what? A belief, okay? Whose belief is this? Whose belief are you bringing to this? Your own beliefs, all right? She's not bringing the audience's beliefs. She's not trying to say, okay, we got this core group of people right here that already buy our product. They like it. It seems like it's cool, okay? These guys, this is the core. We don't want to lose them. All right. We want to keep a hold of these guys, but we still want to reach out and grab some more fans and some more audience and some more customers and bring them over to our side. And so, we extend the customer base a little bit more. All right. So we got our core and then we're just adding to the core. Okay. That's what a good VP of marketing would be trying to do instead of just alienating their core audience right off the bat, because that's what this lady did. All right. And that's what Star Wars is doing. And that's what a lot of these folks are doing. From the direct, The Mandalorian Season 3 slumps to worst audience demand since launch. So there you go. Like, why is this audience demand slumping? Right? That's the question you should be asking yourself over at Lucasfilm. Why is the audience demand slumping? Oh, it's because we don't understand who our audience is. We don't even know why these people like The Mandalorian to begin with. We have no idea of what we're doing right now at all, okay? We're just making content and crossing our fingers. Oh, please, I hope they like what we just put out there. Okay, that's basically what's happening right now when it comes to Star Wars, and it's also when it comes to Marvel and DC as well, all right? These guys don't know. Maybe James Gunn knows, I'm not sure. But that's the question. Do these guys understand who their audience is? Do they understand what makes these franchises popular and what the people want? Okay, because ultimately, when you're sinking hundreds and millions and billions of dollars into making content, you're missing a boat if you're not connected to the audience. Okay, you're missing the boat big time, and you're just burning up money. And you're probably pissing people off and losing many people forever. Okay, there are Star Wars fans that are never coming back ever. They're never coming back. Okay, they're done. All right. And there are people that were with us with The Mandalorian. They'll say, hey, man, Mandalorian's cool. I like that. Okay, I'm back. Oh, you know what? They screwed that up. I'm done. I'm done forever. Okay. And again, that comes to not understanding your audience. Okay. So now your demand is slumping. Okay. Let's just check this out real quick. I want to show you something on this particular article. New data pointed to The Mandalorian Season 3 suffering declining demand while struggling to match the interest of Seasons 1 and 2 on Disney+. Ahead of Season 3, excitement ran high to see Din Djarin and Grogu's adventures continue after The Mandalorian's second season shattered records at the end of 2020. And now, the hype definitely was not there at the very beginning. Maybe right at the end of Season 2, there was absolutely a lot of hype. But right before Season 3 started, the hype had already drained, okay? Because people knew that, Grogu is back, They saw the Book of Boba Fett, that was trash. They saw Obi-Wan, that was trash, okay? People didn't even give Andor a shot, all right? Because they knew, what, Star Wars is dead. That's how people were feeling about it. Again, going back to what I'm saying, they don't understand who the audience is, just like this Bud Light chick. Don't understand her audience. And because you don't understand your audience, you make crap and you make bad decisions and you end up pissing people off. In The Mandalorian Season 3, interest drops to an all-time low. So they shared the Parrot Analytics, and we've looked at Parrot Analytics stuff before on this channel. I'm going to go ahead and jump down to the numbers, okay? So you can see right here. Here's the little chart that they put out there. Let me see if I can make this bigger. So what you can see from this chart here, they're basically charting the demand from the season premiere of The Mandalorian going forward, okay? So you can see the purple one, this is Season 3. And you'll notice this purple line, it's kind of high at the very beginning when the episode starts, all right? But look how it declines, and then it kind of moves up and down, and then now it's just up, down, 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 down. And then right here, okay, about a month after the initial launch of the show, a little bit after a month, okay, you can see Season 1 and 2, they're up here. Season 3, people are not watching this thing, okay? This thing is on its way down. And I guarantee you after that episode 6, oh, it's absolutely in the gutter, okay? Absolutely in the gutter. And here's another chart that shows like similar information again. Mandalorian Season 1, 99.2. Mandalorian Season 2, 70.1. And then it's dropping to 68.8. The basic demand for this particular show. Not in the Clone Wars territory, all right? It's still the most popular thing going on Disney Plus, okay, in terms of Star Wars. But you can see there has been a significant decline, and this shouldn't be the case. This thing should be absolutely skyrocketing, okay? Or at least doing better than Season 2. But unfortunately, because they don't understand their audience, okay, all of this stuff is starting to suffer, okay? Mandalorian was sky high, okay? And they haven't been able to crack into the 80s, all right? It's been 70s and below since that with all of their Star Wars content. But this isn't the first data to suggest weakened interest in The Mandalorian Season 3, as data collected by Samba TV from a panel of 3 million U.S. households across 35 million TVs similarly pointed to a drop. That data suggested, based on the premiere alone, that viewership exceeded Andor by about 50%, but still sat behind Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett by 28% and 2% respectively, and we had a look at that earlier. Again, this is about knowing who your audience is, okay? And listen, I want to make a distinction between like people that, like some of the people that I saw at like Celebration, the cosplayers, okay, or the people that have huge collections that are just adding to their collection. They're kind of in a separate category because they're dedicated to their cosplay and to their collections, okay? Some of these people have sunk, tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars into their collections. All right. So yeah, they show up every year to add to the collection. Okay. Oh shoot, I got to get a Fennec Shand helmet, to go with my collection of helmets. So they're going to show up there and they're going to see, what do the exhibitors have for, for sale and everything. And yeah, they're going to cosplay. They're going to put on the uniforms and the armor and they're going to walk around. And that's also a part of who they are. I'm not taking anything away from those fans. Those guys are dedicated fans and they love Star Wars. But what I'm saying is there's a difference between what those guys are doing in terms of their monetary commitment, like they're committed monetarily. Like I said, these guys have put hours and thousands of dollars into their Star Wars stuff versus your viewers that are just like, hey, I like the stories. I'm here to go to the movies. I'm not going to be a huge, big time collector. I'm not going to cosplay all of this stuff. But, I'll read novels. I'll watch the television shows and the cartoons and everything like that. And that's also a huge part of your audience. Okay. And you got to connect to those guys. Don't think that, oh, everybody's cheering for us at Celebration. Yeah. In a lot of ways, those guys are going to cheer for you because they're like committed to this thing, in a monetary way with hours and time invested into this franchise, not just with watching material and arguing it on the internet, but actually spending cold hard cash to build uniforms and to build helmets and to, cosplay it out there and to have huge collections and all of that kind of stuff. These guys are in a different beast. Okay. So I think sometimes maybe Star Wars sees that, or the folks at Lucasfilm see that, and they think that the franchise is healthy, but then they come back and like, well, damn, nobody's watching it, but they were cheering for it at Celebration. Yeah. It's a different fan base. Okay. It's a different part of the fan base and you have to respect all the different parts. Okay. Again, it's the same thing of respecting your core, right? You got your core fans. All right. And you're trying to bring in new people. You got to respect both sides. And this is where they're dropping the ball. So the question always becomes, do you understand who your audience is and are you making material for your audience?
The majority of the people involved in the development of those stories are women. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's making a huge difference in the stories that we're trying to tell.
Same energy, right? Same energy as the lady on the Bud Light thing, okay? Because she's looking at it from the wrong vantage point. She's not looking outward from the audience in to change what we're doing. She's looking from the inside out, okay? And so, yeah, she's saying, oh, we got to do our gender equality thing. So now we got stories that we're trying to tell. Okay, you got a new Rey movie that is coming out. Again, the hyper focused on, gender equality, gender equity, feminism, things of that nature. That's what's steering the ship. Okay. And when you start steering your franchise by an ideology, all right, instead of steering your franchise by what the fans are asking for or what the fans expect, all right, that's when you go off into the rocks and you destroy your entire franchise. And that's what's happening with a lot of these folks. Anyway, folks, what do you think about these guys? Again, I just thought that was such an interesting point with the Bud Light situation, completely analogous to what's going on with Hollywood in general and where these guys are. All right. Not understanding what their audience is looking for. Okay. Complete inability to read the room to see, hey, you know what? We got to start listening to what our audience wants and incorporate those guys into our plans rather than just doing what we think is going to work and then spewing out some garbage that just doesn't work. But you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and your opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.